Welcome to Our Money Chats. You can reach us on Twitter at Our Money Chats. You can also email us at ourmoneychats@gmail.com. Today's topic is corporate and career teasing. Corporate and career teasing, it refers to companies that have a really bad tendency of looking out for themselves at the expense of way too many people. If you are a corporation and you are downsizing and someone in your corporation, one of your employees finds out and they leave their position to go somewhere else because they know eventually their job's going to go away, you don't hire for that position. Because if you know it's going to go away and you're certain of it in 2 to 3 months, you need to be upfront with that person and tell them the job is not going to last more than 2 to 3 months. You hire a temp. You don't hire a full-time person and go through the whole rigmarole of, getting them on full-time payroll, benefits, etc. It is absolutely rude. Just hire a fucking temp. It is mean otherwise, because you're giving someone a false hope. And I think that eventually these types of things deserve to be crimes, and I know that they will be, and there are things in the works to look into that kind of thing. Also, if you are a company and you get contacted by someone about products or various things that can, that will touch, eliminate, or reduce the amount of work that one of your employees is doing or a series of people you have on staff, you need to be upfront and honest about that. You need to say, hey, staff, this group came to us with this and it may take over some of your work. Please know that in advance. Just be upfront and allow for those people to regroup and think about how this impacts their work, if this is something they want to go through and stay with. I know that it is hard. I know that a corporation doesn't want to tell their team that so that there's a mass exodus out the door of people quitting and leaving. It does not look good, but it also isn't going to look good when you come back later on and tell them, oh, well, we're you come up with these very creative email and creative press releases about how you're embracing a different type of technology and the world is changing, and so you're adopting these new things. It's worse. It's worse when you do that. It's better when you just say, we just got disrupted by technology and now it's hurting our workforce or changing our workforce. Of course, you don't have to say it's hurting, because that's a given. Disruptors and the idea of changing in a drastic manner needs to be recognized for what the fuck it is. It's a disaster for a lot of people. It ruins careers, it ruins lives. People go to school for years to do one or two things, and they get jobs in those 2 or 3 things, one to 2 or 3 things, and the next thing you know, there's this thing that comes along, a piece of technology, a robot, a something that changes everything, and they lose that position, and really, unless they have the other 2 and 3 things to fall back on, they're kind of stuck. It's like they have to start all over again, and they may not have even gotten to a point, especially today, with the way that the student loan debt is, they may not have even gotten to a point where they've been able to even catch up. There was a talk by a lady who was discussing Gen Y, Gen Z, and a little bit of Gen X student debt. And one of the things she mentioned was, when you leave college with a deficit, when you're born with a deficit, it takes years to catch up. And when you go into the workforce and they're only paying you a portion of what you owe, for example, starting salaries these days I think are around $30,000. When you're paying someone that, this is before taxes, they're already in a deficit, because most likely their student loan bill is probably about $60,000 to $70,000 at minimum. So we are creating a problem for people, and the last thing they need is to go into the workforce just to be told, oh, well, we just found this tool and we're going to be moving on with this tool, and thank you for your time and goodbye. this is why people hate working for corporations. This is why businesses are already threatened, because somebody somewhere has a poor management system who isn't thinking about this from a personal perspective. You're going to have to put people first again. Corporations are going to have to, if they think they're going to succeed. You're not going to succeed with robots. Now, I am going to go as far as to talk about a particular company, which is Verizon. I recently had an issue with my phone. It wouldn't work, so I needed to call someone at the company and speak to them and explain to them what was going on. Now, of course, they have this automated service that allows you to tell this robot what is going on with your phone, and she's going to figure it out for you or tell you some tips. I went through the scenarios with this robot for over an hour, and none of them helped. Finally, I got online on a different device and chatted with a human, and they were able to fix it for me. This would have clearly and obviously did not happen with the robot. People want humans. Humans want other humans. This is such a basic thing. It's not, talking to a robot all the time is not fun. It's different when, you are home and you need, I won't even say that. I won't even go that far. We're at the point where we still go out to eat because we enjoy having the service. We enjoy having, the personal time, talking to the waiter, getting to know the bar staff, learning who the guy is in the chef, and people in the kitchen. We want to know everyone. We want to get to know people. Bars and things like that exist for a reason. If these things became automated and run by robots, this is not cool. Same thing with some of these hotels where they're just like, oh, we're just going to let a robot fix. No, it's not working. I know that it seems cheaper, but it's not, because you're still paying for the technology that has to be maintained in order for that to continue. Humans went out on many occasions, and yes, they mess up. They make mistakes, just like robots do, just like technology fails. At the end of the day, think about people first. Quit throwing technology and these so-called tools as the end-all be-all, yes, that's what I want to do, all the time. You still need humans. And I hope that corporations and companies will take that into consideration if they truly want to stay alive. It is okay to have humans working for you. You're not going to go bankrupt on that level. You can go bankrupt trying to buy all the technology. And yes, in some cases it makes sense. There are many cases where it makes sense. But the things that I'm seeing from different corporations and things I have witnessed myself working at various places where people know good and well these positions are not going to last. They are going to be downsized, or they're looking at technology to replace certain things, and they're not telling their employees or not being straightforward. So they end up in the end thinking they're not going to be made fun of, thinking that people are going to be like, oh, they'll understand. We had a creative disruption in our company and now we're going to be good. No, it's not. That's not how this works. You're going to have to be straightforward and say, look, we're looking into this. Here's the deal. Let's have a meeting together and figure out what we're going to do. Figure out how this could impact the company, how this could impact certain people's jobs. If people decide to leave, then let them go. And then you can talk about, what your strategy is. But also do not replace that person with a full-time employee. Replace them with a temp until you know what you're doing. So this person knows good and well, I may not have this job tomorrow. It's just common courtesy. It's just kindness. I hope this has been helpful to somebody who runs something, people that are in charge. Guys, stop this bullshit. Stop hiring people knowing good and well you don't plan to keep them. This has been another episode of Our Money Chats. You can reach us on Twitter at Our Money Chats. You can also email us at ourmoneychats@gmail.com. Thanks.